Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at do you get here in Canggu for around $1,000. Let's take a look if it meets your expectations. Let's go take a look. Okay, so we're at one of my, man, I really like this guest house. So if you don't know what a guest house is, it's basically you have a room and you share it with a bunch of other people. Now, sometimes you'll have some benefits like a kitchen, which is really good. And even sometimes you'll have a private kitchen in your own area, which kind of is like your own villa. But let's take a look. So here goes a good example right here. This is the basic kitchen here in Bali, Canggu, for around less than $1,000. So for a guest house, you're probably looking at, without a kitchen, $600, which is equivalent to about 8 million IDR. Now, you might be thinking, why do I need a kitchen if I'm coming to Bali? Because it is really cheap to order your food. However, if it's during the rainy season, which is like from November all the way to March, then they won't deliver food to you. And that's the whole problem because they're too slam packed and they're just too busy. Okay, so now we're gonna take a look at private living, which is about $900 or about 15 million IDR. So this is a standard. It's kind of like what to be expected. It's my own little villa when I don't have a other place to stay. I can't go. So what you get a big bed. It's pretty comfortable, but not really that great. Now, so if it isn't that great, you can always get a pillow top, which is about $50. You can order it from like Gojek. Yeah, I do stock trading, so I have many monitors, and it's a big pain when traveling, but I have to pack my monitors. Okay, so what's included? Your electricity. That's a big plus. Now be careful, because sometimes they will try to put a cap on your electricity. So they'll give you like 1 million IDR, and then you have to pay the difference. So that's very careful. Be careful with that. Now, another thing is, this place comes with a nice refrigerator, which is fantastic, because as I mentioned, the Gojek people will not deliver food to you sometimes. They're just too packed. So it's nice to have some snacks here. So this kitchen right here, which is okay kitchen, but it might not be up to par for some people coming from Australia or the United States, because you could see it is as clean as it wants, but it's very old. It's very outdated. You have some old pots and pans and all this good stuff. You have one burner here, which is great. And it does the basic stuff. I think when you come to Bali, you have to have an open mind, an open heart. You're coming to a new place. So this place, which I absolutely love, it has this beautiful rice field view on a dead-end street. So this is fantastic. I love it. I think it's worth the price because of that exclusivity. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is water. So water is included, which is another great benefit of being here. For about each person, you're gonna need about 3 of these per week. So if it's 2 of you guys, you're gonna need 6, and they're about $5. So $30, let's say $25 per week for just the water. Just water, times 4, that's another $100. You might not be expecting that or budgeting that. So let's take another look around here. Another thing I love about this is it does have a work area. Now it does not have a TV, but because I have my monitors, or you might have your laptop, it's not a big problem. But if you don't have that, you're gonna be very bored. So always check if it comes with a TV, because you can be overlooked when you're on Airbnb. I like the little storage here. I like the storage. I do not like this exposed closet stuff, because as you can see, it's folded, but when you grab stuff, it unfolds, and I'm not gonna fold all that stuff. So if, you have to have an open mind a little bit. If you have a closed closet, yeah, you can just close it, poof, shove your stuff in there. There's some traveling stuff here. My luggage is up there. Now let's go into the restroom. The restroom is pretty nice, and I love it. Has a nice little little light coming from the roof. They clean it every single day. It's tiled, it's very nice. Now, what they use here in Bali is a bidet. So that cleans your butt and all that good stuff. And this one has a nice toilet, the American standard here. So another thing to take a look at is, if you're on Airbnb, do they have regular toilets or do they have the sitting toilets that you're not really used to? Now, you might be thinking or wondering why I have a cup of water right here. Well, you can't drink the water or use this water for your toothbrush, or you can get some sores in your mouth. Because the water here is very, very toxic. So you can get Bali belly, you can get sick, you can get stuff on your skin. And even if I use my filters at my own house, we spend about $500 to $1,000 on filters, carbon filters to clean the water. But because the water is so toxic, you can't drink it, you can't clean it. It's ridiculous. So let's take a look. So one more thing you might be thinking, this is my own fan, and it's a great to either have a fan here or one in the ceiling. So another thing to look out for if you are finding a rental, does it come with fans? Because sometimes you may want to, and this is another point, you may just want to use the little mosquito net here and keep the window open so you can look outside of that beautiful view. This is a beautiful location, so it's fantastic. So another thing to consider or be aware of is to make sure that it comes with some type of fan. Okay. So yes, in summary, this is what you get. This is standard living here in Canggu. That's important. I have to emphasize that. Canggu, which is the most expensive part of Bali. This is where it's very westernized. There's a lot of shopping, there's a lot of partying, there's a lot of dining, very convenient. So that's why it's so expensive here in this area. So this $1,000, I get a big apartment in Colombia, I get a big apartment in Thailand, I get a big apartment in Philippines. But here in Bali, in Canggu, should I say, this is all you get. So I don't know if that's, you have to kind of look at that. You look at those beautiful birds. Look at that. That's amazing. Look at that. And this is what Bali in itself is amazing. It's a great place. The people are wonderful, but it is getting very, very expensive. In fact, the rents here in Canggu have increased about 200% to 300% in the last 2 years. Of course, that's coming after pandemic. So, you have to take that with a shoe of horn there. Okay, one more tip I want to give you is make sure, and I know they have air conditioning, and make sure the air conditioner is big enough for that area, for that room. So let's say, for instance, you have a big house where you're going to need 2 or 3 of these. You can't just have one for the entire house or it'd be super high. One more thing I want to tell you guys is that what I do like about this place is that they come over here and clean it for free every single day. So you need to ask, hey, does cleaning come with the property? Because that can get really expensive. Calling a maid over here is at least, it's not a lot, but $10 times, let's say 3 times a week, times a month. So that's another $120 out of your pocket. So maid service. One more tip on top of that is that who's gonna change these sheets and who is going to clean the towels? Now, when renting villas in your private villa, that's not included sometimes. So you have to ask, be crystal clear, hey, who's going to do this? How frequently and who's paying for it? Is there a cap on the electricity? Who's bringing the water and who's paying for that too? All these little expenses can add up, even the internet. So if you're doing a long-term rental on a villa, yeah, you have to check who's paying for the internet. Even the trash. So if you're doing a 1-year contract, who's paying for the bond jar? Who's paying for that? Who's paying for all these expenses? And if you're not crystal clear, if you don't know about the culture, you don't know about the real estate community, then you're gonna get bamboozled. So I hope you like these tips. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, so smoothies here are very expensive. So you can get you a Ninja for $50, even $100 or something, and make your own smoothies because they charge $7, even up to $10 for a smoothie. It's ridiculous. That can help save money. Number 2, your coffee. So the coffee here is expensive, and I don't know why. So go to Starbucks or get you like a nice French press. You could probably get it for 20, 30, maybe 40 bucks, depending on what size. And you can make your own coffee. Yeah, there's a lot of little things like that. There's a lot of little things like that to save money. So coffee and protein drinks here, like smoothies, are crazy American prices. It doesn't even make sense. So these tips can really save you money. And remember, always ask, who's paying for the water and delivery, the sheets, maintenance, trash, all that stuff. All these tips all together can really save you a ton of cash. I'll see you guys on the next one.
DreamBaliHomes.com, where your Bali dreams come true.